Welcome to Thriving Tribesmen. My name is Kuri, your host, and I'm excited to be making this episode. Today, I recorded day 2 of the Get Back in the Game program, and it was just more about mindset and getting the mindset right. And if you want to get to the free course, join our Facebook group, Thriving Tribesmen. Just go and do it, and it's got some worksheets so that you can actually get the lessons and then see how you can apply them to your life and apply them to your relationship. And really, it's more about your mindset at the moment. When we're talking about mindset for the next 10 days, and then we'll shift gears and then talk about something else. And then by the last 30 days, we'll be focusing on the seduction side of things, because really what's going to make the difference is the way the process we're doing it right now. We didn't rush to seduction and try and maneuver so many other things in order to make it work. So with that being said, today I was having a conversation with somebody. He posted on one of the groups I'm on, in Facebook group, and he was just saying things are looking very bleak. He's moved to night shift and she wants to leave him, and the excuses that she's giving are to the fact that he's on night shift and they're not spending enough time. And really, it's usually a red flag. And it's several times that I hear this type of conversations and this type of comments. It's just excuse me the background noise. Usually, when there's excuses of spending enough time, and then when you do spend time, that person is still withholding sex, still withholding affection, and you're trying to make time, but then they're still scarce. So they say, I want you to have more time, but they still make time to be somewhere else when you are at home. Then it is a red flag. And it doesn't mean that they're cheating, but it's something that you can start looking at. And it's not even about the cheating, it's the fact that maybe she's just not in there to fix it, which is completely different. And as we started having the conversation, I wasn't trying to insinuate that she was cheating, and I was not looking for that, actually. There's something else that I've been working on with other guys especially the guys that were in the program, and it's something that has been very beneficial. So I want to share this with you, and hopefully it has some nuances to it. I would need to speak to you in order to really get deep down so I can advise you. But I'll give you an overview, and hopefully from that, it will give you some sort of way of deciding whether or not it applies to you. So I did ask him, and I said, so I'm curious about the relationship she has with the dad. And this was very telling, because he was not very good. He's very abusive. Sounds like he's somebody who's not fit to be a dad. And I would imagine they brought up some trauma, or he might have caused trauma towards her. Now, when it comes to children, and this is one of the things that I fear myself, and I wouldn't say I'm the best dad in the world, but I try my best. And even though I've tried my best to shelter my kids, provide for them, and more importantly, keep them safe emotionally and physically, I've made mistakes based on what I've said, things that I've done in front of them, in terms of just maybe if I've shouted in front of them, I've maybe not put boundaries up when I need to put boundaries. And there's so many things that I feel I wish I could have done different. And when if somebody actively abuses the child, they call them names, shame them, belittle them, this can be very scary for somebody who's very young, and it can form opinions based off of that. So especially if it's a man. Now with the dad is a bit different. This is the first introduction to man, is the dad. And if the dad is completely, lack of a better term, a cunt, this is what shapes a man. So now she feels guarded, she feels she needs to be safe. So we as people, we all build this mental safety block. So we try and keep ourselves safe. So there's different ways of coping. We either lash out in order to block that person. We become either manipulative. There's another one. There's another one that also happens, is that you become you start hating yourself, because really again, when it comes to men. Now, the one thing that he said, which was interesting, said, I feel like I was tricked into getting into a marriage. And most people feel like that, especially when you're now in a sexless relationship. It feels like you're tricked. There was lots of sex before. Now it's gone because now you're married. So what the hell is going on? And generally, I don't think most people go around their life really being that calculating. Like, oh, I'll get married, then I'll withhold sex. And then people are just moved by emotions and like they just react to things. And the fact that you fall in love, I believe it's real. I believe there was this desire to fall in love, and there was this idea that if I get married, usually subconsciously they were thought, if I get married, all these things that I've been fighting off for years will go away. So there's this man who's caused pain in my life, my dad. And now, if I get married to this man, there's good chance that if I fall in love and I believe that love will conquer all, then I'll be safe. Then I won't need to run. Then I can put down my armor. And then and again, this is a misconception, because when you get married, you're required to put down your armor, and you're required to really face your biggest fears when it comes to marriage. And we all face them every single day, because the person that you need to be the most transparent to is the one that can hurt you the most, because you're the closest person to them. And this is why as soon as a few of those events happen, she takes back up her armor, and then all of a sudden she's closed off. Now, I hope this is making sense, because this is extremely powerful. When you can put all the rejection aside, put everything else that's happened onto the side, her putting back her armor sort of locks you out. And when that happens, this is where the woman ends up cheating. This is where, she feels like you're not doing enough. This is why she will start testing you even more and make sure that you could be literally bleeding on the floor, cleaning, and it will not be enough. You could be doing 20 hours of work and then another 4 hours of you could not be sleeping for the next week, just working round the clock for every 24 hours and to try and make her happy, and it will never be enough. Because once that armor is up, there's no way. And again, a lot of it, the armor is up, and because you're being kind, you're being courteous, you're trying to be nicer, you're trying to give her a way to see that you're sincere and you want to love her. The more you do that, the more she wants to punish herself. Because part of it, two things happen. Part of it is that's because she's never felt it. She feels like she doesn't deserve it, and she will punish you for it. Another bit is that she feels like she needs to punish her dad, so she will punish her dad through you because you're a soft target. Oh God, this. When we talked about this with the paying clients, this changed everything. And I'm making this episode because, unfortunately, today was a very difficult day. 4 times I've spoken to guys who have women that are potentially cheating on them, and at the moment I'm mentally exhausted. And I think, I'm not saying all people are cheating. I'm not saying they're being cheated on. I'm very sorry. I'm getting emotional right now because it's a very difficult situation. Because I feel the pain of these guys. I know what it feels like to not know how to fix this. And he said he wanted to go for therapy and he was begging her to go for therapy. Therapy is a bad idea, especially if you're begging the other person to go for therapy. When they do go for therapy, they'll be trying to figure out evidence to show that you are the one to blame, you are the one at fault, even though the broken person with this armor. So that armor will go even harder onto them. And this is why therapy doesn't work, because you have to think about this. And this is why I'm writing this book called Intimacy is Ugly, because it's all about taking off these masks. And again, these masks can come as this armor I'm talking about. Then this person will retaliate towards their dad to you because you are a soft target. And when I say soft target, it's not because you are wimpish, it's because you have not built any boundaries. This is a person that the moment you build boundaries, that armor goes up. So you feel like you need to not have any boundaries, so they keep overstepping. You haven't done enough cleaning. You haven't done enough spending time with me. You haven't done enough. Why are you not working the right job? Why is it? There's always something wrong with you, and it's just them projecting their own shit onto you. And you think, why am I not enough? Why am I not good enough? And you're going crazy thinking, why is it that I'm not good enough? I'm trying my best, but it's never good enough. And you see this translating within a sexless relationship. And a lot of it comes down to this. And now, you're probably asking, how do you know about this? And how did you discover this? Fortunately and unfortunately, I've had, probably since January, I've had close to 500 to 600 conversations with men, and it's all about relationships. And I started seeing a pattern emerging with the women. When I asked about the women, there was something that was happening, and I started asking this question quite a lot, and I started discovering that there is a pattern. And there's a book that I read recently to do with shame. Then I made the connection. I was like, holy shit. The fact that she's been hurt by the people that especially the men, especially uncles, dads, close relatives, brothers, those people are the first people that she has some sort of connection in terms of men. And if those men are cruel to her and speak lowly of her, don't build her with confidence, really talk to her and not keep her safe, she won't feel safe when she goes out in the world, and she will see men as those men that she's been surrounded by. And when it comes to your relationship, she will, again, like I said, she will try and protect herself. So even you putting up a boundary for yourself so you can have a healthy relationship, that is a sign for her to put on that armor. If you don't put any boundaries to try and make things work, then she will start attacking. And it's not purpose. It's not even cerebral. It's not something that she's planning to do. This is just reactive. So I'm going to knock it on the head here. It's something that we're going to be talking about. We're going to have, probably in the next few months, we're going to be putting the Intimacy is Ugly series together. We've got the trainings going to happen. We're going to have a masterclass, I think, for the Intimacy is Ugly. It's going to be a weekend where we're going to be talking more about this. And it's probably going to be a chapter that I'm going to be adding into this when it comes to the woman, how she views herself, and the relationships between the males around her, and how that forms an opinion on what relationship should look like. In fact, the fact that they get into a relationship trying to bury these things that they're escaping. Unfortunately, marriage is an environment that makes that stuff come up, especially not just marriage, but any relationship. Once you're in the relationship, that stuff comes up, and then that becomes the fact that it's almost, to her, it feels like, I thought if I got married, all of this shit would go away. It has followed me, and this time it's followed me, and it's 10 times worse. So everything that is evil with the dad, everything that she saw with the brothers and uncles and everything, she starts seeing it in you, and it will be the most smallest thing. That's why sometimes when you argue, she's saying things that are irrational, and you think, how is it that what are you talking about? It's got, what you're saying sounds irrational, but she needs she needs blood. She needs you to pay in blood, and it's absolutely ridiculous if you think about it. But this is how it is, and most people, when they get into a successful relationship, you get these stupid guys talking about the red pill and purple pill and all this shit. Like, if she's not giving me sex, then let's just kick her out and all this stuff. But there's loads of other bigger things that are happening that, as human beings, we need to connect, and you need a level of skill. And this is how you develop that level of skill. That when you understand what's going on, it means that you now know how to react to what's going on, and therefore you can adjust your behaviors. Again, not dropping your boundaries, but you can adjust your behaviors in a way that's going to start meeting the need that she needs, so she can start going through healing. So I'm going to knock it on the head here. I've just already said it. Thank you very much. Again, for more lessons, go and join our Facebook group. It's called Thriving Tribesmen. We're already doing the 30-day program on day 2. So we've got at least another, I'll say 40 days, because there are going to be days when I won't be able to do it. Tomorrow I'm going to a funeral, so I won't be able to record. So Friday, I should be recording 2 of the lessons, hopefully, if I can get enough sleep. But if not, I will record 1, and then we'll just run it as and when I can. I'll be editing the days. You can do the worksheets. Then if you've got any question on the Facebook group, ask the question. If you want to have a chat, we can have a chat as well. Just DM me. We're going to have a conversation if you're in a desperate situation where you need to just some ideas to work on things. So hopefully this episode has been something that you've listened to, and it's giving you idea of what's going on. And hopefully also, like I said, if you want the steps to actually fix it, I'm not going to tell you the steps because I don't really know you and I don't know your partner. So I would need to know a little bit more about the relationship so I can give you the strategy to go on. It's not a sales call. We're not selling anything at the moment. We are just giving advice. So don't feel like you can come and speak to us. Like, literally, we shut off. We sold four to four people, and then we shut it off. And we're not going to open up probably not until fall, or probably close to Christmas. I don't know. We're not going to be selling anything at the moment. Not yet. Might change, but we're not looking to be selling anything at the moment. So just feel free to come and speak to us. Like I said, we're going to be giving out a lot of free content. Probably the only thing we might sell is probably Intimacy Ugly Masterclass, because we're going to need people to come. Women who might be invited. So, because if it would work much better if you're working as a couple. Again, so we'll see. I'm not sure yet. It will depend on the conversations we have and the interest that we have. We'll see what's what. So thank you very much. I'll be speaking to you soon. Take care.